Hi again, this is Stat Study and Co and Sushmita here. Scalars and vectors are solved example part 1. I'm going to do the left one, Lemmy's theorem, rectangular components, examples, solved examples on rectangular components, dot product and cross product. Here I would want to suggest you that please subscribe to my channel, otherwise these videos will only be available to subscribers. That's why please do subscribe my channel so that you will not miss on anything. So first of all, we are going to start with Lemmy's theorem, but before that I would want you to see what I am going to suggest here. Now here you can see right hand thumb rule we finished. If you have any doubt, please write to me. Otherwise I am thinking that you must have understood what is right hand thumb rule, which is in this rule the cross product is dependent upon, right? Now there is another part of it which is the alternative statement of cross product and right hand thumb rule. What is that? Now if I have three forces P, Q, R acting on a body and they are keeping it in equilibrium, how the picture looks like? Think that there is a picture like there is an object like this. It may be a circular one, a rectangular one, depending upon the circumstances and situations, and there are three forces acting on it, but they are acting on it, okay, not away from it, not like the right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb was like this, A, B, so the resultant is the perpendicular to the plane containing the two vectors, right? But here I am telling there are three vectors P, Q and R. They are acting on a body and they are keeping it in equilibrium. That means the body is fully at rest, no motion is detected and it is all stable. So then the question arises, show that P cross Q equals to Q cross R equals to R cross P. Now you can see in the question also a cyclic pattern is detected. P cross Q like this equals to Q cross R like this equals to R cross P. So how we are going to solve it? Now this is a pretty good question and it is also applicable in many cases, other cases, and the example will be Lemmy's theorem. So before that we need to solve how to do it, okay? So how to do it? The question we already know, prove that P cross Q equals to Q cross R equals to R cross P. This was the question we need to solve. Now we know if three forces are acting on a body, keeping them in equilibrium, keeping the body in equilibrium, what does that exactly mean? That means according to our triangle law of vectors, this, and if this is going cyclic, then they are in equilibrium, if you perfectly remember, okay? So I can write it here according to triangle law of vectors or polygon law of vectors, it would be 0. Polygon law of vectors is also the same. If all the vectors are in cyclic manner, then their vector addition they would be sum up to 0. That means the body is at rest and perfect equilibrium is achieved. Now if that's so, according to this statements, first we derive P vector plus Q vector plus R vector equals to 0, and that means P plus Q would be minus R. This is first equation. First, and this is the second. I want to write it here like this. Now what I'll do, I'll make the cross product with P. Okay, the second equation I want to make cross product with P. Like this. Plus Q equals to minus P cross R. I am not disturbing any pattern here. P is written first of all, then R, okay? So what will happen? The same thing now, as this is the negative sign here, it will be R cross P. I will turn it around, okay? I'll change the cycle so that it would be positive. The negative would become positive. Please remember, in vector sign, negative only show the direction. That's why I am flipping it so that it would be R cross P. Now what would be LHS? LHS would be obviously P cross P plus P cross Q. Now we know P cross P would be eventually 0. So P cross Q equals to R cross P. Did we achieve here anything? Yes, we did achieve. P cross Q equals to R cross P. And this is equation 3. Wow, we achieved it very fast. Now again you try to, I am writing in green here so that it would be more differentiated for you. Now you please do try to do it with the second equation, which was P plus Q equals to minus R. You must do the cross product with Q. Then see what would happen. What would happen to the second equation if you make a cross product with Q? The answer would come as P cross Q equals to Q cross R, and that would be equation 4. So combining equation 3 and 4, you can see the equation 3 here. This was the equation 3, and from these two equations you can see that of course the question is correct, that is P cross Q equals to Q cross R equals to R cross P. Now this was the object which is in equilibrium. Here the application Lami's theorem comes in. How that so? Now Lami's theorem says that, what Lami's theorem is telling us? What is it? Actually it is telling us it is only applicable for irregular shaped bodies. Okay? It is applicable for regular shaped bodies. It is suggesting bodies, that means it is applicable for plane as well as 3D models also. Okay? Now the object must be in equilibrium and not in motion. Rest. That means it is suggesting rest. And the cosine rule is applicable here. I will show you how. And it is also for only coplanar forces and concurrent forces. Now the definition for coplanar is the forces which are acting on an object in a same plane, then it would be coplanar. What do you mean by concurrent? They are acting on an object from towards a single point. Okay, now these are the criteria for applying Lami's theorem. If it is not that, so we should not apply it there. For regular shaped bodies, plane, 3D equilibrium, all these are important. Now this is helpful for deriving unknown forces which is there but we cannot find it, and then we apply the Lami's theorem. If all the conditions approved, then we apply Lami's theorem to find out the unknown force, if any. Okay, so how to do that? Now we will do that with a like this. Now if there are like this vector, like a y, this is P, this is Q, and this is R. Okay, and the angle between them are alpha, gamma and beta. Okay, so prove that, this is Lami's theorem, prove that P by sine alpha equals to Q by sine beta equals to R by sine gamma. Now taking the magnitudes of the cross product we have, if we take P cross Q, what it would be? P cross Q, what it would be? I will highlight so that it would be more emphasized to you. P cross Q, what it would be? PQ sine alpha, sine gamma, this is the smaller angle between them from P to Q. Similarly for Q to R cross product you can write. Similarly for R cross P you can write. I am all writing in a cyclic manner. Okay, after writing you will see it would be QR sine alpha, QR sine alpha, and this is RP or PR sine beta. Now if I divided all these three with simple PQR, if I divide 1, 2, 3 values of the cross products by PQR, what it would be? It would be PQ sine gamma by PQR equals to, and if I say so, it would be, how much it would be? It would be sine gamma by R. Okay, it would be sine gamma by R. Similarly, if I divide QR sine alpha by PQR, as I am dividing them all and they are so it would be equal, it is also equals to sine alpha by P. So this is one value, this is one value, and another value we will get sine beta by Q. And thus it's proof that as they are acting in equilibrium from and it is concurrent acting on an object which is in equilibrium, then we can equate that P by sine alpha. If we reverse this one and put the vector quantity of in the numerator, it would be P by this one, P by sine alpha equals to Q by sine beta equals to R by sine gamma. Now this is very important for the perspective of entrance examinations and your advanced studies. That's why I hope you understood Lemmy's theorem and what is related to it. Next we will move on to the other problems. You can see I have written a question over here. Find the rectangular components of a velocity of 8 meter per second. You know velocity is a vector quantity and the amount is given as 8 meter per second when one of the components makes an angle of 30 degree with the resultant. I must say here, whenever you are reading a question, do not get panic. First, the clue is to understand what it is being written here. Find the rectangular components. That means if the velocity is like this, the value is being given, this is 8 meter per second, okay, and we know velocity is a vector quantity, the magnitude is being given. Now one of the components is making an angle 30 degree with the resultant. And what does that exactly mean? If the resultant, if I am making the, if it is V vector, then if I make the rectangular components of this vector, how it will, I am drawing it, how I will draw it? This is the Vx, right? And this would be the Vy, isn't it? So V is already given as 8 meter per second, but it is telling that one of the component is making an angle 30 degree with the resultant. What is the resultant which you can see here? The V itself. So I am telling if this is 30 degree, then what would be Vx? Vx simply will be V cos 30, isn't it? Because whenever we divide the rectangular components into two parts, the vector into two parts, which is Vx and Vy, always Vx takes the cos part of it, which is the angle part is 30, and V is the magnitude part of it. Okay, that's why I am writing it 8 into, what is the value of cos 30? P is put it here. It would be 4 root 3. Meter per second, you have to emphasize as this is the magnitude and unit is attached to it. Now Vy. Vy is showing the direction here. What would be the Vy? Vy would be the sine component of V, right? So it would be V sine 30. Put the value of sine 30 here and you will be getting it as 4 meter per second. So when these two add up, they will all definitely give V as 8 meter per second. So this is how you solve the problem. Then we will move to the next problem. At what angle the two forces P plus Q and P minus Q all are in vector sign should be inclined so as to have a resultant square root of 3 whole into P square plus Q square. How to do it? Now you must understand, whenever we are going to do these type of problems, there is the key of it. We must write what the data is being given. First you write the data, okay, then you try to process it, then you try to put a formula which should fit into it. Then only we can achieve what we want to achieve, okay. You can see here there are two vectors. If I am giving A, the name as A, so it is P plus Q. Now B, what is B? If I am giving B as a name, P minus Q. So resultant is also given, which is R. If I am denoting by that, then it would be 3P square plus Q square, right? This is given. Now if A, B and R are given, I need to find the angle between them. Now let the angle be alpha. Let the angle be alpha. So as per our formula, 3 whole into P square plus Q square square root equals to square root of A square plus B square. Do not doubt here. I am writing for the denotation of it. Then I'll process it according to the formula. Okay. Now for in place of A, I will write P plus Q whole square, right? And in place of B, I will write P minus Q whole square, isn't it? Then I will write 2 into P plus Q. This is no dot product. We are just processing it as a numeral. Okay. Do not confuse it with dot product. Then give the square root of it. Then we will start solving it. How it would be solved? I am doing it in front of you so that there will be no worries. Okay, this is A plus B whole square formula. So P square plus Q square plus 2PQ. This is it. Okay. Now the other one, this is P square plus Q square minus 2PQ. Isn't it? So this is also solved. Now the cos alpha one. This is total 2P square minus Q square, A square minus B square formula. This is P plus Q whole into P minus Q is P square minus Q square and cos alpha. Now these all together are in square root. Then we will try to solve some more. Now you can see 2PQ to minus 2PQ are cut out. Okay. So what is left? Left is 2P square plus 2Q square. They are being added up here, and plus I will open this one so that it will be easier for me. I think so. So let's try. This is it with the square root. Now I will write the square root here also in the LHS part. Okay. Now what I can do, I can get rid of this square root in the both the sides, LHS and RHS. So it would be 3P square plus Q square equals to 2P square plus 2Q square plus 2 whole into P square minus Q square. I didn't open it up because of the cos alpha fact. Now I can write it as moving the 2P square plus 2Q square to the LHS. I'll get P square plus Q square. It would be 2P square minus Q square cos alpha. Okay. So this is where I am coming to. So if that is so, P square plus 3Q square minus 2Q square, so it is Q square. So if that is so, I am coming to a fact cos alpha. If I am just removing the cos alpha term for good, it would be P square plus Q square divided by 2 P square minus Q square. Okay. So it would be like this. So by solving, I will get alpha equals to 60 degree because all things are being cut out. So it would be cos alpha equals to half. Now there is a sign convention change here which I need to verify, but this answer is correct and the problem solving is still up till now is correct. Okay. So I'll check the question once again and revert to you. At the meantime, we should move to the next question. The question is, if A plus B, A vector plus B vector modulus of A vector plus B vector equals to modulus of A vector minus B vector, find the angle between them. Find the angle between whom? A and B. So how to do that? Now, let's suppose again I'll suppose that the angle between them is theta. Okay, and if it is so, then according to the question, modulus of A plus B equals to modulus of A minus B. That means if I only take the magnitude portion, then I would write it as the vector sign removed and the modulus sign removed. It would be this, like this only. A plus B equals to A minus B. And if that's so, it would be if I take the square of it, and I will take the square of it as well. Okay, now I'm going to solve it. So A plus B into A plus B equals to A minus B into A minus B. I told you to imagine this as it is not a vector and only the modulus. Then we can think of making it a square. But because they are vectors, we have to deal them as vectors. Okay, because they have direction assigned. So what I will do, I will simply let go of the vector sign. I will write them down with the same notation and I will solve it according to our formula, algebraic formula. Okay, so A plus B रो whole square formula कले, A minus B रो whole square formula कले. तापरे कौन करिबा? We will open it up, of course. So A dot A plus B dot B plus 2A dot B. This is I am telling dot, that means it is dot product. Okay. Now we are taking dot product. Square माने इटी खाली multiply हबने. Vector sign सेट पे आउतर देली. Square माने इटा dot product हला. Similarly, on this side, RHS रे कौन लिखी भी? A dot A plus B dot B minus 2A dot B. Okay. So this would be 4A dot B equals to 0. How so? एठी गोटे A dot A अच्छी, एठी गोटे A dot A अच्छी. Okay. So this is 2A square. Simti B dot B hochi 1. This is also 1. This is also 1. एगुड़ाको A dot B, A dot A dot B dot B एगुड़ाको सबू हेई जिवो तुमरो dot product होची 1. So 4 खाली बाकी केते रहला 8 LHS रे 2 A dot B एपटे minus 2 AB टा सेपटू को पळेले हेई जिवो 4 AB 4 A dot B हेई जिवो 0. Okay, बाकी सबू प्लस माइनस हे गला. एटा 1 एटा 1 एटा 1 एटा 1. So प्लस माइनस कैंसल. बाकी कौन रहला? 2A dot B plus 2A dot B equals to 0. So what would be A dot B? Also 0. So if A dot B होची 0, ता माने cosine of the angle cos theta केते? Cos theta होची sorry theta होची 90 degree हेले जाएंकी cos angle होची तांकरो theta 90 degree हेले ही सेटा 0 हबो. So this is how we prove that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. The angle between A and B is 90 degree. Okay, this is how we solve this problem. एटा लास्ट प्रॉब्लम करके सॉल्व करके छाड़ देबी नेक्स्ट क्लास रे अगेन वी विल सॉल्व इन some examples on scalars and vectors which will include rain and man problem and swimming problem on the river that we will solve. Now the question here is find the torque. Question number 5, find the torque. You know what is a torque? Torque is a, of course, vector quantity with the notation tau vector, where the force is given as minus 3I plus j plus 5k. This is the force given, Newton, in terms of Newton, acting at a point, and the point is given as the radius vector. The point has the radius vector acting at a point. Radius vector होची तरह 7I plus 3j plus k. How to do it? And this is in meter. So you can see both are in SI system. So torque हमें जानचे कौन हो? Torque होची actually the cross product of F into R. We know that formula. If we don't know, we should remember it ASAP. Okay? हमें formula and dimension and unit we must remember it ASAP so that it would not worry us. कि torque रो formula कौन हो? If we don't know, then that will be very problematic situation in entrance examinations basically. So you need to practice more, you need to do it more, and which problem, the problem you can't do, please write to me so that we can solve it together. Now starting with the thing, what I will write, I can write it as R cross F actually, isn't it? No, in cross product actually I can't write. So basically which I have written in the first place was wrong. I should write it like tau equals to R cross F. It is always R cross F. It is not F cross R. You must remember this also, because the cross product is never commutative. Okay. So according to that, we will place the value 7I plus 3j plus k cross minus 3I plus j plus 5k. Okay. So if that's so, I will write it in matrix term. So if in determinant form, it would be I, j, k, drop down. What I will write for R, I will write. So the numerals here, 7 for I, 3 for j, k for 1, because there is no numeral other than 1 here. Okay, I can write. Now for same as F, for F I will write minus 3, 1, j, only j, and 5. That's it. This is the determinant form of it. So how to solve it then? Simply I will write, if it is I, then it would be this into this. Okay, so I will write 3 into 5 minus 1 into 1. Correct? Isn't it? Plus j I will write, then it will go in cyclic manner. If I am writing in j, what would be multiplied? This row and this column will be left. So it would be 1 into minus 3. I should change the color. 1 into minus 3 and 7 into 5. Okay, this should be it. So I will write it as 1 into minus 3 minus 7 into 5. Okay, for j. Now again for k again I am doing another color so that you will understand. For k, this row, this column should be left out. So what will remain? 7 into 1 in minus 7 into 1 minus 3 into minus 3. Now this thing I am leaving for you people, I am leaving it. I think you can solve it for tau vector. This is the vector form of it. Now you must know what is the resultant of it. Okay. Now if you know the vector form, then you can find the absolute value of it. How to find that? Now to find the absolute value, you must take the modulus of it. So what will be the result in I, in j, in k? Just take the square of it, the values. Okay. And add them up and have a square root of it. That will give you the amount in magnitude. Direction, of course, we know it is perpendicular to the both F and R. So these are the problems which I solved on dot product, cross product, Lemmy's theorem, and also I insisted upon understanding how to do them. So I think I covered all. So please do subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching my video. Do not skip the videos. Watch till the end. Have a good day. Take care.